Okay, so we first have the dough. We cut a bit out of it. This is a bit of a soft dough, but it's okay, workable. So I'm doing, because I'm doing it alone, so I'm using smaller portions of, oh my goodness, okay, this is good enough. Okay, just getting all of these off my hand so that I don't waste any dough. Okay, so we have this, and then the flour board, the wood board is has a layer of dry flour in it so that it doesn't stick, and just press on the dough again to make it a bit more resilient, you can see, and roll it into a stick. You want to keep up with the dry flour at all times so that it's less likely to stick on the board. So this is about good, and so about the cutting, we cut once, turn it, second time, turn it again, like that. Okay, so now we have those smaller doughs, another layer of dry flour, and we press them into the round macaron-like doughs. Just remember to dip both sides in dry flour too, because my dough is really soft today. Means I'll need a lot of dry flour to keep this going. Okay, a bit more. And then we pull out the rolling stick. The key about this is to keep the middle a bit thicker than the edges. So what we do is we go in once, go out, turn, in, out, turn, in, out, turn, like this. It doesn't have to be perfectly round, but as round as you can make it. And this is about a good size. So we just keep doing it. Just go halfway and turn. Go in halfway and turn. Like this. Just resizing it, and there we go. I will also make a separate video on how to make doughs, because there are just all sorts of doughs in Chinese cuisine that it's really hard to explain in this whole video. And I'll also tell you how to make the stuffings for dumplings, so that you'll know like what you need with all sorts of meat and things like that. So I'm just working on the last one. When you're like me, you're working on extremely soft or wet doughs, it's important to keep up with your dry flours. So we're done with this first batch. I'm just kind of peeling. Like you see how thin it is that I made them to be? It can be actually thinner, but we're doing veggies today, and it's not good to have extremely thin doughs. I'm just separating them, peeling them off each other so that they don't stick, but normally you don't have to do this step. Okay, now we're ready to actually make them. These are the stuffings, and I'm just gonna put it here and get my tray ready. So this tray is layered with dry flour as well, adding a bit more because the last layer is a bit got a bit thick there. Okay, so what we do is you put the dough in your left hand or your less commonly used hand, and then I'm using chopsticks, you can use spoons, whatever that works. You just put the stuff onto the dough, and careful to leave some boundaries, like here. When you're using bought doughs, like those doughs bought from the grocery stores, the edges tend to be a bit dry and they're not really easy to seal. You can just dip your finger in your water and just run it a circle like this and it would work. So now we have a center of stuffings and the outside that's not stuffed. What we do is we fold this and nick it here, and then you put your thumb about a bit more than halfway down and your middle finger up and nip it there, nip again and again, and then we do the same thing for the other side. So you pick a bit more down, halfway down there, and then you fold your thumb, index finger and middle finger like this, and you just squeeze it, nip it hard, again, 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 until you seal all the openings, and that's a dumpling made. You just put it on the tray, like that. Now we go on for our second one. So put the stuffings in. It takes a bit of practice to just get used to the size of everything. You see, more a bit less than halfway down. Fold, fold, fold. Bit more than halfway down. Fold, fold, seal. Done. It's actually easier to, like, the meat ones are actually easier to work with, and I'll tell you how to make meat stuffings as well as well as veggies in a separate video, because again, like the doughs, there are several types, and it's not easy to put into this one thing. fold, nip, 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 nip. And this way it looks better as well. So now that we've finished making the dumplings, we can actually cook them. And there are two ways to cook them. One of them, I think I showed it at the beginning of each video, which is to fry them. You just add some oil on your pan and wait till the oil to heat up a bit. Use medium or even low. And then you put the dumplings in and you just fry them like you, well, let's say like you fry pierogies. Yeah, it's really similar to pierogies. For boiling, which is actually my favorite way of cooking it, you boil a pot of water and you put them in like you cook pasta. And one way to tell if everything's cooked is that you sort of wait till all the dumplings are floating in your pot and wait like 2-3 minutes, and that should be good. 5 more minutes would still work, but you don't want to, leave them in boiling water for too long, because otherwise they get soggy and soft, and just you just end up getting meatball and dough soup in the end. So that's the end of the dumpling session. I'll come back and update with noodles, with pancakes, all sorts of pancakes, and other things as well. I may be starting dishes soon, and I really look forward to that.